Well guys, it's early. And we do chores early, but not this early. It's still dark outside. And the reason we're doing chores early, while it's still dark outside, is because we are going into the big town because my oldest daughter has gotten her wisdom teeth pulled out today. So that'll be super exciting. And she says I can't film her. I'm gonna film her. Hey girl. Not my kid, my dog. You gotta let her out in the morning. She has to run, go potty. So we're doing that. Go potty, go.
Are y'all so confused because it's so early?
The goats haven't even woke up yet to get their feed, but they're pretty grain driven, so it won't take but a minute.
Well, these sure aren't. They're babies. Y'all know how this works.
It's so early, the chicken coop hasn't even opened yet. By the way, if you have a chance to get an automatic door, I totally love our Farm Light automatic chicken door. It's amazing. It's out of sight, out of mind.
Nobody wants to see that.
Everybody wants to see that.
Baby, my baby. Alright.
So how are you going to act when you have all those drugs in your system after your wisdom teeth are taken out?
I have no idea.
Are we going to find out? Are we excited? Are we nervous? Are you completely apathetic to the fact that you're having a procedure done today?
The only thing I'm nervous about is getting an IV for the anesthesia.
So I want to really address our garden situation here in South Texas. We have had 10 weeks of no measurable rain. It has been in the triple digits for several months now. Here lately in the past probably 4 weeks, we have had triple digits of 102, 103, heat indexes of 110 plus. It has been scorched earth hot here in South Texas. And my garden is paying the price, but we kind of expect this because this is our weather patterns we have here in South Texas. So we're either going to be in drought conditions or we're going to be in monsoon conditions, and you kind of have to prepare for that during the summer. So what we do is we start off early, and we've already got a bumper crop of tomatoes. We've already got some onions. We've got some pumpkins. We've got a lot potatoes, sweet potatoes. We've gotten a lot of things already out of the garden. And right now is kind of like that time period where you just kind of have to let things go. Our okra's going off pretty well right now, but that's about it. So what we're going to do, being that it is now mid-August, we're going to start preparing for our fall garden, or here in South Texas, our late summer harvest. So we're gonna start planting that. We're gonna propagate some seeds and get those growing. I've got some plans for how we're gonna do that. And we're gonna get this garden rocking here later on this summer. Stick around. So next time we see you, Bailey, you'll look like a gerbil.
Yep.
You'll look like a hamster that's packed the cheeks full. Say, see you in a little bit.
See you in a little bit.
Your chin is numb.
Stop playing with your lip.
She was doing that. She's like, I can't feel that. She said her chin is really numb.
I don't understand anything you're saying.
She can't feel her lip and she can't feel her tongue. And the roof of her mouth is even numb. Like, yeah, it's all numb.
I'm so happy I have translators.
You want her to stop talking? Stop talking.
All right, darling. You ready to make the trek? Okay, come on. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Big step, big step. You good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How you feel?
Tired?
You ready to take a nap?
Not quite yet.
Okay. Okay, so we're in the garden today. Like I said earlier, it is scorched earth. It's already getting super hot. I think it's only like 9:30 in the morning. We're already dealing with about 94, 95 degrees. It's supposedly going to get up to another 102, 103 today. Lots of fun for us. So we're going to try to get some of this garden stuff done early. However, I wanted to show you some of the things that we've got going on with our soil and our ground right now. So our native ground that we have is what we call the old river bottom gumbo, but it is just a black clay soil, and as these drought conditions persist, we're starting to get cracks in the yard. It's starting to separate, and the way we knew we were going to have to deal with this, so the way we're kind of offsetting that is we have started to bring in wood chips and leaf mulch and things in our garden area to create a healthier soil, so that maybe not this next year, but the following year we'll be able to direct sow and grow right in the ground, and that'll be the type of soil that we want to grow our vegetable crop in, and it'll be a lot more nutritious than what we would have dealt with otherwise. So let me just show you real quick what we're dealing with on this ground, and what 10 or 11 weeks of no rain will do to this ground versus what it looks like with the wood chip cover. As you can see, that is hard as a rock, and it is not, there's no moisture, no life. It is just hard clay, and it crumbles, and there's nothing to it, no life in that soil whatsoever. Now, we've had these wood chips on our garden for about the last 7 months, so let's see what the difference is here. Now, it's still really hard, but there's a lot more going on. It breaks apart a little easier. You can still see that black soil that's in there. So there's life here. I think a little bit longer of keeping this and building on it, we're going to have a really good rich soil that we're going to be able to grow our crops in once we finally get some rain. Okay, so one of the ways that we're trying to rejuvenate and bring life back into our soil without using a lot of granules, covers, or sprays, or fertilizer, or any of the other things that most people use on their yard, we're kind of doing this a little bit more unconventional, and we're using some of these guys. So if you know anything about cold manures, rabbits produce some of the best cold manure, cold compost that you can put on your garden or on your yard. So we're using these guys in a mobile tractor to help spread those goods all around our yard. And let me show you real quick where they've been. And this is, again, in drought conditions. We move these guys twice a day. So they're out here, they're eating the grass, they're eating the weeds and everything else that grows up, and they're leaving back their little fertilizer. But even in these drought conditions, again, I am harping on this, we have not had a measurable amount of rain in 10 to 11 weeks now. It has been super hot, and our grass is really showing the effects. But I'll show you where they've been versus some of the things that we're doing about treating our yard by using these rabbits. So this strip, you can see that they have more recently been in, and you can see that it is a little bit eaten down. But as you go further and further, the grass rejuvenates, it comes back until you get in where it's gotten direct sunlight with no rain. But they've spent a lot of time back here as well. And as you can see, we still have some good healthy green grass in this area. Now, it's not in the absolute direct sunlight, but without any water whatsoever, there's still showing to be some life in the soil. Now, one of the things that rabbits do have that is a little bit problematic, and that we are using the problem to create a solution, is they do like to dig. So with the digging, well, you have little potholes in your yard, and the best way we have found to fill in those potholes is, well, we compost everything. So we're going to take some of that compost, we're going to bring it back over here to fill in some of those potholes these guys left behind, and that is only bringing more nutrition, more rejuvenation back into our soil, so we can grow better, taller, healthier grass for the rabbits.
acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you.
So our way of trying to beat the heat this year is we're going to be starting our plants here in my wood shop. I've got my gloves on because we're going to be mixing up some soil to start some seedlings in these little grow kits that we got from Amazon. And these things are pretty cool. Some LED lights, there's a lot of different settings that you can do. They're perfectly set up for these larger seed trays. So we're gonna mix the soil up, and what we're gonna use is this bag of pre-made seed starting mix. It's organic. And we're gonna try to beat the heat and start our garden here inside the shop. And that way, when these seedlings are ready, it'll be sometime in September, and maybe those temperatures will have come down a little bit. We won't be fighting these 103-degree temperatures like what we've had today. But let's get this soil mixed up and let's get some seeds going in these grow trays. So typically these seed starting mix, they start off really dry and fluffy, and which is good because that's what these seeds really like to grow in. But we're gonna throw a whole bunch of this in my little bucket here and mix it with some water so we can get a little bit of growing medium that's actually gonna get these seeds nice and good homes to start in. So we're gonna add a little bit of water, not a whole lot. It doesn't take a whole lot to really dampen this soil up. And we're just gonna keep mixing it until I'll show you what we're looking for. So what we're looking for is to get this nice and saturated, but we don't want it so wet that when you squeeze it, it wrings out water. What we want is when you squeeze it, it holds shape. So we're almost there. It's gonna take maybe just a little bit more water. That's about what you're looking for right there. That's a good way to start right there. So several of these plants would be considered a fall garden and even summer garden, but we're gonna kind of mix match and just see how this works out. Our garden is always an experiment. If it grows, great. If not, what did we really lose? We're not going to the box stores. We're not paying a whole bunch of money. We're starting these from seeds, and if they grow, awesome. If they don't, well, better luck next year. So we're gonna get some of the soil in these containers, and we're gonna get some seeds growing under these lights. All right, so I've got everything planted. They're in these bamboo grow houses with their LED lights. I really feel like this is setting us up for success going into a late summer, early fall harvest, getting these seeds started. These little bamboo grow kits are really convenient because not only are they set up with the right height and everything for the LED lights have different settings for brightness and color spectrums. That's all in the informational packet. I'll leave a link of where you can get those on Amazon below because I really think they're a really good way of beating the heat, especially here in South Texas, or if you're in the northern climates and you're dealing with the cold, it'd be a great way to start your plants indoor while still looking good. And I'm going to show you something here in a minute that my daughter has used them for. And in these seed trays, I've got tons of fruits and vegetables that are planted and seeded. I did about 25 to 30% flowers because I still want to attract those pollinators in our late season. But check them out, and they're perfect for these seed trays. They're actually built so that these seed trays fit perfectly in these grow houses. So it's a great addition here in the shop so I can start my garden out here, but let me show you what we did inside. So inside, my youngest daughter, who is obsessed with these indoor plants and succulents, had me stack 2 of these grow houses and build her a little table so that she can have all her indoor plants and starts right here in the house. And these bamboo grow houses are pretty enough to where it doesn't really look bad in the house. I think it's a nice addition to that corner. So, I mean, it's a great way of bringing plants indoors, and she has her way of growing her succulents and starting those along with her indoor plants and propagating those. So we're really happy with these grow houses. We're really happy with how I think this garden is going to work and how we're adding that rejuvenation to our yard using rabbits. And we're also going to be bringing in chickens later this year as well when it cools off a little bit to keep that fertilizer going in the yard. If you're interested in our content, make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up and notification bell so you're notified when we come out with new content, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you so much.